Hey, what's up, friend? You are you interested in lack of skill? Yeah. Or maybe some suck. I'm just a new guy for the love of game. We don't go, I know it's bad. Times have changed, but not my mad. Don't you know that games are my thing? Yeah, I know it's getting real late. Come on, look at me. I even do storytelling. Also podcasts on great game subjects. Okay, yeah, I'm not a Markiplier or a PewDiePie. But hey, that's what makes me so unique, right? Right? Right?
Well, look who it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's Niko. It's Saint Niko. Hello, I'm dead. I'm alive. Is it there? Can you hear it? All right, good. Hey, welcome. Look, it's me in the flesh again. I woke up less than an hour ago, so you can see. You can't see. I take that back. Any audio listeners, I'm lifting up my tea mug. I'm not a coffee guy. Oh my God, Baby Yoda, he's gone. I have Baby Yoda on my cup, and he's all green, or the child from the Mandalorian. And since I got the green screen on, he's just blacked out. So it looks like I'm just drinking just out of a boring black mug. Oh man, chocolate mint, y'all. That's what I got in here. I ordered it from Amazon. It's from I don't even remember what the company was, who, where, how. Anyway, hey everybody, this is the 101st 101 episode of the Niko Show. I'm Niko, also known as Saint Niko, or loser, or a guy who needs to tan a little bit more. But trust me, I go outside enough. Trust me, it's just not in my blood, guys. The tan. I can't tan worth the damn, especially in Florida. I just melt. Everybody knows how hot Florida can be. So, do you believe me? Fair enough. Okay, so let me tell you something, guys. This episode, just like the last one, and just like most of our episodes, is another fun one. And today we're talking about my favorite video game genre of ever. I was gonna say of all time. No, it doesn't need to be of all time. Just my favorite video game genre. And if you guys know me well enough, if you come to the shameless plugs, if you see me on Twitter, you see me on YouTube, you see me on Spotify, you see me on Twitch, you see me on Facebook, whatever, links all down in the description below, blah, 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 then you will know what games I like to play the most. Hello Kitty games? No. I will not be playing any music covers with a Hello Kitty drum set or guitar or piano for that matter. But some people do. I've seen it. I think it's just for humorous purposes, but it's also kind of cute in a way. Maybe I'll buy a Hello Kitty backpack. Someone get it for Christmas, along with my kotatsu table. Oh, by the way, I'm buying a Japanese heating table, which is called a kotatsu table. Okay, off Amazon. It's $200. I'm gonna do it. And I need to buy a mat to go underneath. Trust me, I know it sounds strange to buy something like that, especially in Florida, but it's not just I'm not even going to really use the heater. You don't need to use a heater that much in Florida, but for the comfort, for the aesthetic, for, next I'll buy a kimono, and next I'll go visit Nagasaki or Hiroshima Memorial or something. Then I'm really in trouble. Then I probably won't even escape Japan. It's like, what am I doing here? It'd be like a continuation of this episode. Maybe then I'll do like a prison episode. I don't know why they would arrest me, but I know something would happen that I would do where they would arrest me. I don't know. Maybe I'd just go streaking and I don't know. I mean, maybe I should go streaking anyway. Anyway, that's not the point. Thanks, guys, for being here. I'm super excited for you guys to be here as well. Like I said, this video, if you're watching me with the Saint Niko Santa cap on, yes, YouTube. I made the big comeback last week with the 100th episode. What? 100 episodes of this loser? This guy who doesn't have anything going for him besides a baggy shirt and a stupid cliche cap, and the background is super over the top. It says you are dead. I'm just letting you guys know the truth. We're all dead in some way, right? But you can't beat the Baby Yoda coffee mug. But yeah, anyway, it was a great episode. It's good to be back on YouTube. Yeah, well, I guess we're gonna keep fighting to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if anybody's out there listening, audio listeners, visual listeners, audio kinesthetic listeners. Hope I said that right. Yeah, check me out on that because I want to get closer to the 1,000 subscribers or get there. That way I can just retire for another 4 months and come back again. Just kidding, guys. It's pretty exciting. I'm actually going to be doing things a bit differently on the YouTube channel, of course. I'm experimenting. I want to just post one video a week. That's pretty much what it's come down to. And you guys know as well as I do. If you've been on the NikoTheLegend channel, you know as well as I do that I used to just post episodes a lot, like one video every day. I'm not doing that anymore. Okay. I know it's all about pumping out the content, out. Supply and demand or getting that grind in. You know what? That didn't work out entirely in my favor. It maybe a little bit, but I do want my subscribers or anybody who finds my channel, whatever you want to call it, to catch up. So this week's video is the podcast, and then tomorrow will be my birthday suit reveal, and then the next day I'll show you my blow up doll collection, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, I show you the skeletons in my closet. Which, like I said, this is filmed in my closet right now. Luckily, I got a green screen. Okay, enough jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a fun show. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty fun. We got some. If you guys are new to the channel, I always talk about 2 news articles related to something in the gaming world or something that interests me. But, this is the new way we do things. We talk about 2 news articles and then we go into the main subject of the show, the main topic, which, like I said, is what my favorite video game genre is. And, it's not too hard to, figure out, let's just say this background is a prime example. Is a big hint of what genres I like. So, it's pretty exciting. We're at the 101 Dalmatian episode. I know I mentioned before that I was going to do have some special guests on the show. Don't worry, that's still going to happen. Just schedules. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got things they got to do, but it will happen eventually. So in the meantime, we just work our way up to it, and when it happens, it happens. Honestly, nobody's gonna really pay attention and be like, "Oh my God, when is Niko gonna get that hot yoga instructor on? When is he gonna get that hot dancer on? When is he gonna get John Paul Hayward back on the show?" I like how I use his name out of everybody else. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to call you out like that. But he's a great guy. Maybe that's why. Because he's been on the show before, okay, earlier in the year. Actually, yeah, it's almost been a year since we had him on the show. Super cool guy, great guy. I want to talk about his next album, so we'll make his latest album that he just released. It's fantastic. So fantastic that I forgot the name. I am really sorry, John. Maybe I should drink more tea and be more prepared with the source material. But hey, check out John Paul Hayward, okay? Spotify, YouTube, his Twitter, It's not hard to find the guy. Very talented guy. Him and I are on the same boat when it comes to wanting to play Chrono Cross remastered or remake. Thanks Video Game Awards, or thanks Square Enix for not announcing that yet. Just released the latest video on that. So anyway, okay. So now we're gonna get down to brass tacks. God, that sounds so lame to say. Hey, let me tell you something. My favorite thing in the world is to just hear those sayings still, 2 birds with 1 stone, an eye for an eye, all those famous phrases and stuff. I love that stuff. Like, it's pretty crazy on how effective those phrases are. Like, the show must go on, I like it, man. Not many people say those phrases anymore. I need to bring it back, dude. I want history to repeat itself in a good way, man. Like, whoa, make peace, not war, man. I don't know why I brought that up. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready to legit start the actual show? I hope I didn't miss anything. Like I said, I'm NikoTheLegend. Today's Saint Niko, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, the rambling idiot, and also known, last but not least, Vigil. Okay, we got that. And then many more nicknames that I'm sure people have called me. Like I said, 2 topics, 2 articles we're discussing today, and then we get into the nitty gritty. Okay, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Not as fun as writing stories for my book or writing short stories again, but hey, it's going to be okay either way. Okay. So you just do your job, and you just realize that you already is this listener, and you want to be a part of the Niko universe, which is just everybody fits into my sentence cap. Okay, you pull pants down, and I call police, and then I shit on your plant. Okay, we're moving on. All right, here we go. So this first one is, I did say it was a jolly ollie, more on the fun side, but this one starts pretty grim right away. But it's nice to know who this person is. Okay, this guy right here, the creator of Nintendo, NES, and SNES consoles, dies at the age of 78. Yes, so the reason why you have all those fond memories of playing the first Ninja Turtles game is because of this guy. And I bring up the first Ninja Turtles game because that game is fucking hard. Or Ninja Gaiden, or any other, or just anything you liked on the original Nintendo. And then, of course, one of my favorite consoles is the Super Nintendo. Thanks to this guy, the lead architect designer, the guy who had the brains of the entire operation. It's thanks to this guy. And by golly, Miss Molly, this guy did a great job, my opinion. So, one of the most important hardware engineers in gaming history has died. Thanks, article. As Nintendo's Masayuki Yomura leaves behind an influential legacy. All right, now we got the foundation there. If the people that make video games are largely unknown to the general public, which happens more than not, which is really sad, then those make consoles tend to be even more anonymous, despite the enormous impact they've had on the industry and world culture in general. Well, video games are just, you treat it like any other platform when it comes to, they have their celebrities, like game developers and stuff, the ones that stand out. Engineers and stuff, they don't get that kind of credit because they're not really... Half the time, they're not really the spokesman. They're not the marketing type people. They're not the promoters and stuff. They're the guys that are in the workshops, slaving away like crazy. But it's it is kind of a shame that we don't know these people's names until they die or someone else brings it up. Blah blah. Hell, I'll probably forget this guy's name by tomorrow because that's how fucked up human beings can be. Just ain't no Chris Pratt, right? Voicing Mario. Okay, sadly, it's been announced that Yomura died on December 6th at the age of 78. I think that's a pretty decently long life. 78's good. Geez, I hope I make it to 33. Oh god, that's next year, guys. The legacy he leaves behind is vast, though, including all of Nintendo's earliest home consoles and peripherals. Nipples. Originally an engineer at Sharp, Yomura, Yomura joined Nintendo in 1972 and worked on the company's light gun technology for arcades. One of Nintendo's... Okay, thanks. Nintendo's very first forays into the video game industry. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this isn't me just mansplaining or anything, Nintendo's been around for a long-ass fucking time. A long time. A very, very long time. Did you like that added effect? That's me when I got some tea and it's been only an hour since I've woken up. So yeah, Nintendo's been around a very, very long time, and it took them a long time to decide to get into the video game industry, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. IMO, he then went to create Nintendo's first home consoles in the form of the Japanese-only color TV game systems, before moving on to the revolutionary NES, sold in Japan as the Famicom. Yes, Japanese name. Famicom, Super Famicom, which is catchy in its own right. Yomura also created peripherals such as the NES Zapper and the Famicom Disk System, and eventually the console's successor, more like fucking godsend ultimate successor, like talk about magnum opus, the Super NES. Oh god, T-burps. The NES sold almost 62 million consoles worldwide and was responsible for dragging... I got my information over here, so it's not that I'm not trying to be rude and not face you guys. For dragging the US out of the 1983 console crash caused by Atari, which had threatened to completely destroy the console market in America. So, big thanks to this guy because he is one of the main reasons why we're still playing video games today because of what I just read. Thanks Atari with your stupid ET games, which I threatened to complete. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So I say we give a round of applause for this man, Masayuki. Drink to that. Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing. Super smart guy. Usually these hardware engineer guys are not people you want to fuck with when it comes to I don't know, intelligence for sure. But yeah, this is my first time ever knowing about this guy. So look, even if I forget the name the next day or something, at least I know about his passing. I talked about it. I just gotta remember Yamura. It rhymes with Nomura. Tetsuya Nomura, the guy who pretty much makes Kingdom Hearts games and Final Fantasy games. So I just gotta remember, oh, Yamura, it rhymes with Tetsuya Nomura. God, Jesus. And this is Masayuki Yamura. Hey, Japanese names are great. I like difficult things in my life, guys. I like having trouble pronouncing certain names because then I try to work out the phonetics. It brings out the struggle in my voice. Apple, apple, birthday, Merry Christmas. I don't know what I'm getting at. I just like difficult challenges, so this kind of makes me better as a human being to try to conquer that challenge. So, how do you guys feel about this? What are your thoughts on this creator, this guy, this Masayuki Yamura, a guy who helped create such fantastic memories on these old consoles? And just a little known fact about me, the first console I did play was the original Nintendo. And I was born in '89, so the original Nintendo was out for a while. But guess what? I had two older brothers who were born around that era when the console was first created. So they got me into it. I guess I was pretty much playing the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo at the same time, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Maybe that's why I'm juggling between consoles so much. It just, holy shit, it happened when I was a child. Oh shit, everything. I found the source material. Oh god, they're gonna burn my source material. They're gonna hold. It's not in a humid, in a air conditioned warehouse somewhere. It's too humid. It's melting away, man. Man, they're gonna try to take my past, man. Anyway, yeah, Super Nintendo and Nintendo. Great memories of playing like Mega Man, Zelda, more Mega Man, Ninja Turtles. Donkey Kong, Mario, of course, Zelda, Mega Man, more Mega Man. Trust me, I played a lot of fucking Mega Man when I was a kid. Mega Man 3 and Mega Man X, to be exact, okay? Because still have those games. Well, no, I don't have Mega Man X anymore, unfortunately. Let's just say when the Nintendo 64 came around, my brothers decided to trade in the Super Nintendo with almost all our games. That was pretty sad. But hey, I still got Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters and X-Men, Mutant Apocalypse, Donkey Kong Country. Oh my god, dude, Donkey Kong. Ooh! Anyway, so we can go, that's like a whole nother topic. You can already tell how much I got fucking derailed right here. But that's just, I'm just giving you examples of all the great stuff that we've experienced when these consoles came out, man. Nintendo was the head honcho of this stuff, and it was awesome. Like, it was fantastic time, and there are millions of people to this day that still play these original consoles, whether it's on the actual hardware with the games, or you play the games emulated on your computer. It doesn't matter. You know, it still comes from that console originally, so you're still enjoying what this guy had to create in some shape or form. And you know, cheers to that, mates. Yeah, for those of you who are hearing clicking on the keyboard, that's me doing my soundboard stuff. I have a mechanical keyboard, which I've been in the market for a new keyboard. So something kind of cheap but good, not so loud mechanical. So if you guys have any suggestions about that, leave that in the comments down below. Whoa. All right, let's get on to the next topic. So we go from bad news to something that, hey, I gotta tell you something about this fucking disgrace of a game. Yeah, that's right. Halo Infinite. One of the biggest flops of all time. Yeah, I fucking said it. Halo Infinite. And the problem with video game betas. Okay? It's not just that it's a beta. It's everything else that goes with. It's Microsoft. It's 343. It's that giant corporate umbrella of nonsensical bullshit that made this game whatever. You can't even really call it a fucking game. Okay, a beta to me is not a game because it's not complete. Okay, I don't want to hear it to where it's 90% done, so it's technically a game. No. I want the game that's out, and I want a finished fucking product for me to enjoy. If I'm gonna spend $60, oh well, Niko, you don't have to spend $60. You can just do the Game Pass. No. I don't want to do that. I don't want to rent the game. This is Halo we're talking about. This is a game that, see, I'm already getting passionate about this, but I'm just making a point here, building the foundation. This is a franchise that I've been playing since day one, since the original Xbox came out back in 2001. Okay, because Halo launched the same day as the Xbox, along with Dead or Alive 3, two fantastic launch titles to have on that console. So, and I have grown up with this franchise for a very long time, and I have seen it decline over every year that it has been released. I would say Halo died, really, to me, died when Bungie left after Halo Reach. Because 343 goes in, and these guys have just fucked with the storylines, sucky ass multiplayer. Halo is not for the casual gamer anymore. Okay, that's the problem. It used to be for competitive and casual. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You guys can say what you want. I've always been a Halo 2 fanboy for the longest time. I still am. Halo 2 will always be my favorite Halo game, along with Halo 1. Just if we're talking about multiplayer and single player, I'm not trying to get too technical here. I'm just bear with me. So those have always been very, very. I've always been a loving fan when it comes to those first two games. Halo 3's single player was awesome, besides the shitty end boss, but whatever. I'm actually over that by now. But I hated the multiplayer. I really hated the multiplayer in that game because it's so slow. And they neutered the battle rifle. Those are two main reasons why I don't like the multiplayer. Anyway, we're not talking about that, okay? We're talking about Halo Infinite. Okay, so at least I would say Halo started becoming an incomplete franchise when Halo 5 released, because when Halo 5 came out, that piece of shit game, the Hunt the Truth campaign, total fucking lie from 343. Thanks a lot, douchebags, and Microsoft. Total fucking lie. It was such a big hype for that. And you guys know as well as I do, the Hunt the Truth campaign was all about this story of Master Chief being on the run from the law, or whatever you want to call it. He was being hunted down, and then it turns out that it wasn't anything that you heard about Hunt the Truth, like in the podcast or teasers. We were all lied to. There's plenty of articles about it, and apparently we're still buying games from this shit company that lied to us like that. So the lie doesn't stop there, but when Halo 5 released, it didn't have split screen co-op, it didn't have half the game modes, it didn't have Forge mode, it didn't have half, like literally any of the modes that we enjoy most. But you know what? At least it had a co-op campaign for 4 players. And despite the campaign story being complete shit, the level designs were really fun in that game. I really did like playing that game, despite that you only play Master Chief for like 4 missions. Way to go. But Halo Infinite, talk about the most fragmented launch ever. At least Halo 5 Guardians came with multiplayer, it came with campaign, came with co-op campaign, and Forge only came out a couple months later. Now we get to Halo Infinite, where it takes them 6 fucking years, which, by the way, they've only worked 2.5 years on this game. Everything else, they were trying to get their shit together, and they were trying to make money off of Halo 5 and all this crap. There's an article on it. I suggest checking it out. But then it comes along Halo Infinite, which comes the most fragmented game launch. It's not even, you know what? Halo Infinite's not going to be a complete game to me until they have Forge mode in there, until they have the big bada booms in there, right? The checkboxes. So this is the first time I've ever seen a game do this, at least in my eyes, or a big franchise title, to where they release multiplayer first in the beta form a month ahead of the game's single player release, which they charge you $60 for campaign, which doesn't come with co-op campaign. So you're missing a big portion of what makes the campaign fun as fuck in the first place, because Halo is all about doing co-op campaign experience, besides playing by yourself, okay? It's not just one or the other. It's always been both for the past 20 years. Okay, so you got that. Bear with me. And then we don't have a Forge mode, okay? So here we go. Multiplayer first, a month later down the road, the single player comes out, and then 6 months from that, the co-op portion of campaign comes out, and then another few months after that, Forge mode comes out. So you see the problem here? Bits and pieces of a game that's not going to be complete until a year from now. What's a game that we were so excited that's been overhyped through the wazoo, even though this game went dark for a long time because it was just utter chaos for them. You just have to read the article about the utter chaos behind the scenes. It's pretty fucking stupid, and Microsoft is entirely 100% to blame, 110% to blame because of this bullshit of what happened behind the scenes. And video game development is pretty insane. It's absolutely insane. And this game, this Halo Infinite, this beta, we're going to call this a beta, is a prime example of what not to do when it comes to game development. Corporate greed, corrupt capitalism, okay? No, I'm not trying to be edgy by saying that. No, this is seriously corrupt capitalism because these big-time companies like 343, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, the ones that really screw over the series, the franchises that we love. Yeah, those are the guys that make the big decisions and they fuck it up. And then these companies that are owned by them, they have to bend the knee, they have to suck their dick just to get this to meet ends meet. No pun intended there. They have to lay in bed with them, with the devil, pretty much. And I know not all people that work for those companies are bad people. But you know what? The decisions are there. The proof is in the pudding. Thanks, Bill Cosby. You go back to jail. We can't stand for this crap anymore. This is what I'm talking about. I haven't even gotten to the fucking article yet. I'm still talking about this because I know enough about this crap. So I compare, before we get into it, one last statement. This is just as bad as Cyberpunk. Anybody who thinks Cyberpunk is a good game or thinks CD Projekt Red, the guys who made Cyberpunk 2077, are fucking sheep. And if you guys think Halo Infinite is a good game or a beta, you guys are also sheep too. Take off the nostalgia glasses, please. Let's take them off. My glasses come in too. Take them off and realize that you have been fucking lied to. You have been scammed. This is overrated nonsense, okay? I would know. I've played every single fucking Halo game thousands of hours, okay? Thousands of hours. No, I'm not MLG. No, I'm not a big-time streamer. No, I'm not a journalist. I'm a fucking fan. And fans, a lot of the times, know best, okay? Apparently not those fucking those fucking testers for the game. No wonder they get paid so little, because you guys who test these games don't fucking do your part, or you do and you put your input and they don't listen to you. I don't know, you tell me. Apparently everybody, video game development is always troubled because you hear about these sexual allegations, this harassment, this whatever, right? That's apparently happening with 343 now. Good times. Okay, now let's get to the article. So, Halo Infinite and the problem with video game betas. Okay, so sorry, a bit of a rant there, but hey, I think it's a proper rant because this is bullshit. You guys have had an issue. There are so many countless videos talking about how fucked up this beta has done to the fans and what 343 and Microsoft has created out of this schlock, okay? I uninstalled, my brother and I are just fed up. We uninstalled it last night, okay? And I started playing Master Chief Collection. Now, I know Master Chief Collection when it came out was, a disaster in its own right, but I'm trying to remember the good old days of when Halo campaigns and multiplayer was fun, okay? Anyway, here we go. Microsoft launched Halo Infinite beta on Wednesday. Oh, right, the campaign. The latest installment of the revered sci-fi shooter, now synonymous with its Xbox console family. It marks the arrival of a new single-player story campaign descending on Zeta Halo Ringworld, host to a new open world ripe for exploration. It also shipped in tandem with an unaccompanied multiplayer mode, beta, harking back to the franchise's golden era and presented through a free-to-play lens. Biggest mistake of their entire life. Should have never gone free-to-play. The conversation at launch has primarily gravitated towards the Halo Infinite campaign, a critically acclaimed experience among the best modern Halo experiences from 343 Industries. Which is great. I would love to play the campaign. I just don't want to drop $60 because of everything else that's been stained with it. The multiplayer has taken a back seat following its initial rollout. I don't know what happened to my voice there. In November, launching 3 weeks ahead of its December 8 release date, But with Halo Infinite now exiting beta, no. It's still a beta. Trust me. Campaign is missing major features too. Like, you can't quick resume. You can't pick. There's no mission select. Yeah, give me a break. Many fans are now, and no co-op campaign. Boom. Now many fans are now questioning the test's purpose, given a tight window to make changes for launch. And yeah, by the way, there was no big multiplayer update when the campaign came out. Way to go. Video game betas play a crucial role in any development cycle, and despite variations between projects, they generally serve a shared purpose. Development goes through the various stages, eventually moving through an alpha state. Yeah, I think this game's still in alpha, with further refinements leading to beta software ahead of release. Traditional beta testing aims to iron out bugs before nearing a candidate for a final release build. Yeah, this is not that game. Beta. A couple of decades ago, marketers realized a new opportunity for beta tests, promising a level of early access before a game's release. They'd sometimes be tied to pre-orders, shrouding tests in the sense of exclusivity, inching further from their functional purpose. With time, it's now increasingly common for game publishers to host public betas just weeks before launch, of course, leaving little time to implement even minor tweaks and fixes before launch day. Public beta testing has indisputable value in an industry now dominated by multiplayer titles. Ugh, fuck that. Allowing developers to test at scale in real-world conditions. But the term's value has been eroded with time, often providing a slice of the final game just shortly before release. While not to be perverse around the technicalities of betas, its role in development has changed, at least from a consumer's perspective. Oh yeah. Oh, it sure has. It sure has, ladies and gentlemen. It sure has. Halo Infinite takes a vastly different approach with its multiplayer component, seeing a surprise rollout on November 15th, commemorating 20 years of Microsoft's Xbox consoles. And 343 Industries took the opportunity to launch its entire free-to-play offering early, albeit under the guise of the multiplayer beta for those 3 initial weeks. However, with the final game here, debates have sparked around the role of this latest beta. The discussion joins the top posts on the Halo subreddit and other forums, with the Day 1 package carrying the same blemishes as its pre-release test. Yes, the Halo subreddit, the Reddit, whatever, was shut down due to how upset and toxic the comments were, the responses, the posts they were making about how shit Halo Infinite is and how disgusted people are. Or the other way around, to where they talk about how the Halo fans are, it's the Halo fans' fault they're not enjoying Halo Infinite, right? Let's put the blame game not on the fucking people who fucking kicked us in the balls when we weren't looking about this shitty game and fed us crap. No. Let's not get mad at the corporate hierarchy. Let's not. No. Just, here's product, consume product, right? No, folks. They fucked up badly on this. All right? I am just one of those casualties. I'm a victim here. I'm a victim. Oh my god. I should take off my shirt and show the scars they did for me. But I won't, because YouTube. I don't want that dislike. Discord in the lead up to Halo Infinite's launch has centered around Battle Pass and monetization, with slow XP gains and challenge-centric progression still an ongoing debate. Yeah, guys, this entire game was pretty much, from what it looks to me, what it seems to me, what have I played, this game was made by children, okay? Look up the article about the behind-the-scenes troubled development of this shit. Look up videos about it. It's ridiculous. It's like when Joseph Staten, the head honcho of Halo Infinite now, who came in earlier this year, it was a bunch of monkeys in suits trying to get something together. It's throwing paper everywhere. It was that ridiculous. So yeah, a bunch of children made this game, and dude, this game, man. What a disappointment. Those concerns were also raised during multiple technical previews earlier this year. While 343 Industries has made some quick tweaks, it states that more considerable changes will take time to implement. Yeah, like having a dedicated modes. Way to go. Ooh, we want to combine the modes so everybody can enjoy everything. How about you just make multiple modes and then see how many people go into those different modes, and then you can fucking streamline it and narrow it down from there. I'm sorry, I want to play only Slayer, not 5 fucking oddball matches in a row in ranked arena or quick play. I don't want to play fucking strongholds 4 times in a row on a map 4 times in a row. Let's vote for good maps here, folks. Let's fucking have that power back. Not No, there's no power to the player. There's no user friendly. There's nothing friendly about this game. Okay, this is the most corporate made game I've ever seen. There's so many strings attached. So many chains, just ball and chain for us all the way. Okay, 343 Industries also launched a beta with all the maps, core modes. There's like 3 modes, 2 modes. Oh, I'm sorry. Quick play, big team battle, and ranked arena. Ranked arena is pretty much just quick play. It's just all slammed together. Assembling the complete day one package. Nope. That was just a quote. No, wait, no, it wasn't. Final release in all but name, leaving many vocal about limited content. Man, I'm spending a lot of time on this. I'll hurry up. Offering just 4 playlists that exclude traditional Halo modes. Here we go. Sorry, 4. While more playlists have since been promised, with these modes already presented in the files, they're already there if you play offline, they also couldn't be turned around for the official release date. It's really not that hard, honestly. It's not hard. All you do is just change a few settings. Boom. You can play Team SWAT. Take off shields, BR spawns, no radar. Boom. You got SWAT playlist. There we go. Wow, that's really hard. Oh, no, you gotta put it in the cycle, Niko. You don't understand. Sure. Okay. Come on, programmers, bring it on. Come on, let me know how difficult it is. Come on. That's without touching on a list of bugs and issues still impacting players. Yeah, like the most cheaters, weapon balancing, spawn balancing, the progression system, bugs and glitches, latency issues, desync for fuck's sake. They're all still present in the final December 8 release, with some significant work seemingly needed until our Remedy drops. Ooh, Remedy Games. Sorry. Halo Infinite has faced a series of controversies since its November debut, including fundamental issues with gameplay stability, that's the desync, launch content, and slow progression. Through our extensive coverage of Halo Infinite's multiplayer rollout, some echoing feedback from fans, many dismissed criticism simply due to its beta state. It's a beta. Wait until launch. Hey, it's beta, everybody, and it's still the same shit product. Way to go. The campaign missing features too. Wow. Were among common responses. Yeah, those are people who spend $200 on a battle pass or just cosmetics, fucking sheep. And it's only natural for coverage to provide a little slack for any early access release. A little. Now, this isn't early access. I'm sorry, folks. This is what they say, beta. It's still a beta. Simply due to the work in progress nature of the project. Yeah, I don't give these guys benefit of the doubt. They had 6 fucking years. Fuck you guys. That's not to say betas can't work, with significant lead type opening opportunities to truly shape projects in response to feedback. 343 Industries even tested Halo Infinite at scale throughout the year, hosting a series of tech previews, tests available on an invite-only basis, but with the shield of a beta release. I wouldn't be surprised to see more publishers adopting a staggered rollout into the future. Yay, let's do that. Cool. And then you get a shit product at launch. The launch day product ultimately mirrors the beta in every way. Oh, it sure does. No. It doesn't mirror in any way. It just is, okay? Nothing changed. It's just added campaign with the same content and features plus many of the same bugs and issues. So, with just a few weeks to launch, Halo Infinite would never see meaningful change, and its beta state shouldn't shield the title from criticism. While free to play, the business model shouldn't dictate how we perceive games, especially when that beta has hundreds of dollars of cosmetics available via its storefront. And they're not even great cosmetics. They suck! While it's easy to get caught up in the technicalities, it's crucial to keep expectations in check more than ever. Yeah, I think this launch, biggest flop of the year, one of the shittiest launches for a game, and then Cyberpunk last year. So, need I say more? Easy examples, but hey, they're the most relevant and topical. They just let you know on why these corporate companies really like to take advantage of you. No, I'm not shitting on all corporate companies. I'm just shitting on the ones that have shitted on us already. Like CD Projekt Red, like 343 Industries, and Microsoft. So, there you have it, folks. Are you happy? Are you really enjoying the Halo Infinite experience? Aren't you happy that you're missing all the things that made Halo in the first place, the things that I listed already? Are you really enjoying your experience? Are you really having a good time? That's the question. Let me know down in the description below, because I have not. It is a piece of shit game. It is broken, busted, made by children, for children, pretty much. Anybody who keeps those nostalgia glasses still on is a fool. And anybody who gets a tear to their eye because of what they played so far is a fucking wuss. Yeah, trust me. There are some people out there that had gotten teardrops from playing this game, and this is not even a game. It's a fucking beta. Relax, people. Relax. You have been scammed, and you can't even see it. Take off your fucking gamer glasses and stop playing for 20 hours straight and sit back and get a breath of fresh air, and you realize you've been swimming in swamp shit water for the longest time. A bunch of pustules everywhere and mosquitoes and leeches, and trust me, it's all symbolic. So, folks, enough with the rambling, right? Nah, this was a proper ramble. This was a proper thing to talk about. But I'd like to know what you guys are thinking about the Halo Infinite and everything that goes with it. Like I said, you can find countless videos, article posts, and all the information about how botched this launch was and how this beta will always be a beta until pretty much Forge will be included. And I don't want to install this game again until they do big updates for it, until they release dedicated game modes and all that. Anyway, I know I talked a lot. We got 15 minutes left. That's okay. Things happen. We're working. We're just doing what we can to get the content in. It's okay, guys. We're still got to talk about the main subject at hand. Some articles take longer than others. But hey, folks, we are ready to talk about the main topic at hand. Finally. Yep. Okay. Thanks, guys, for being here. If you like what you see so far, feel free to subscribe to NikoTheLegend channel on YouTube. Check me out on Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, of course. And then on Libsyn.com, that's where you can find me, where the audio, if you want the audio only stuff. Like I said, Spotify is in there too. All the links will be in the description below on YouTube and all the other platforms as well. So I appreciate it, guys. I hope you're ready for this next topic because it's more on the fun side, okay? Definitely. Let's get one last tea drink for this. And if I missed any vital information from previous articles or anything crucial, look, I'm only human. Bear with me, okay? I just read an entire article for you. So if it makes you feel butthurt, just know that only stupid people get offended. All right. Tough love from Niko. That's the gift that keeps on giving. Niko just tells you right up front and center in front of a microphone because I'm really tough. I'm so tough. Look at me. Okay. Now this next one, we are talking about our favorite genre, gaming genre ever, that Niko likes. Now this was a no-brainer. When it comes to these podcasts, just real quick, I usually have trouble thinking of what I want to talk about because we are over 100 episodes, so it's like, what is there left to talk about, right? And I might actually overlap some of the stuff I already talked about, or I make it sound like closely to what we've done before. But hey, if you're a new listener or a newbie, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So this is, like I said, this is talking about my favorite genre, a gaming genre ever, okay? And it might be just linked to other stuff. Can you guess what it is? Like I said, the background there. This game, Dark Souls, is a part of that genre. At least in my opinion. Yes. RPGs, role-playing games, are Niko's favorite genre in the video game world. That's right. That's right. It doesn't take much for people to figure out that, because I do like, it's not, look, I like RPGs a lot more than anything when it comes to the gaming genre. I grew up playing RPGs and stuff. Well, not necessarily. I grew up playing, platformers were actually the founding father for Niko's pastime for gaming and stuff, that genre. But it wasn't until I started playing Pokemon and Final Fantasy, Chrono Cross, Tales of Symphonia, those games and stuff. Chrono Trigger, Zelda's somewhat an RPG in its own right, even though it's more like an adventure game, but it's still got some sprinkles of RPG elements there, here and there. Illusions of Gaia. Anyway, the list goes on. It didn't take long for me to be so sucked into these worlds, and it's like, why is it? Why is it that role-playing games is my genre? Because, let's look what I'm doing now. Role-playing games is one of the main reasons why I'm writing short stories. I wrote a book that I finished last year. Because the imagination, the creation process of what RPGs entails of is what really sticks to me. Like the storylines, the characters, the gameplay elements, the worlds that are created, the music. I could just talk about the music alone in JRPGs and how fucking astounding. I like touching my thumb. I was doing like the count of my fingers in case anybody's listening on Spotify or something. making the music alone is like its own fucking thing. I mean, every little thing is its own thing. Like that comes together, make this fantastic art piece, this mural of awesome information, of colorful information, and you get to just experience it and absorb it. I mean, we've all played a role-playing game, and that we all have our favorite role-playing games, singular, plural, doesn't matter, that we just remember so fondly, that just really, really, really sticks to our heart, sticks to our body and mind and body. Even if it's not your favorite genre, there's always one role-playing game that people become attached to, that beat. And they're mainly, they could be a shooter person, they could be I'm talking about genres, other genres, a racing game person, a fighting game person, it doesn't matter. A platformer, it doesn't matter. Okay, we've all had fantastic role-playing gaming experiences because they just offer so much. And the great thing about role-playing games is that besides all the, A, B, C, D, and E, they offer like life lessons, moral values. They question you. They challenge you in what you can understand when it comes to these stories being created by others, these story writers. You're pretty much playing an interactive story, this book that these awesome imaginative thinkers have developed for you to experience in video game format. And I think that's just amazing. I love reading dialogue. I love, empathizing with these characters that you are strung along with, what they're going through. Of course, a lot of RPGs are better than others, but you get what I'm trying to say here. And that takes a lot of work to do. That takes a lot of talent. And it's really hard to get somebody to be glued to something like that. Because these role-playing games, ladies and gentlemen, are not short. Role-playing games, especially Japanese role-playing games, are like average 40 to 50 hours, at least back in the day. Now it's like 80 to 100 hours or some crazy shit, right? And that's even child's play for a lot of people. But, it's not just Japanese role-playing games, it's role-playing games everywhere. These games slow burn, right? Like I said, it's like you're reading a novel, a big book, okay? It takes time to get these things going, and developers have to make it interesting enough for the reader or for the gamer to stay with you, right? To keep you attached to it. And that's what's so fantastic about this, okay? We all want our quick fixes, which playing shooter games or platformer games, which is fine, those tend to be on the shorter side. But when we want to sit back and, just relax, have some Baby Yoda cup mug that you can't see Baby Yoda on because of the green screen, with some great chocolate mint tea. By the way, it's not as bad as you think. When we want to have that relaxation of RPG and chill, right, on a couch, hanging out with your homies or just yourself, just experiencing, just engrossed in this entire universe that's set out for you, this interactive book. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. We've all felt that feeling. We all experienced stuff like that. You don't even have to be a gamer. I'm sure everybody out there has experienced some kind of role-playing game. It doesn't necessarily have to be video games. It can be Dungeons and Dragons, like the tabletop format. Anybody who's played Dungeons and Dragons has never played a video game or a role-playing video game, whatever, but it's the same thing. You get attached to this. People who read books, it's the same fucking thing. You get attached to it. You get involved in the universe. Same thing with movies and stuff, So, video games is just another art form. And role-playing or those types of stories, like medieval fantasy or sci-fi stories, we're no stranger to that. I know I keep repeating myself, but I'm really trying to nail that, I hit the head on the nail, Yeah, hit the nail on the head, Jesus. Blech!
Stop right there, criminal scum.
So, anyway. Those are just some of the reasons why I'm attached to it, okay? I mean, my favorite game of all time, and a lot of people know, is Final Fantasy IX, okay? The ninth one, and in my opinion, Final Fantasy should just stop making Final Fantasy games. Shoot, they should have stopped a long time ago, but, Square Enix is bread and butter. But Final Fantasy IX is my prime example and go-to for a role-playing game that I can just play over and over and experience these stories over and over, these characters, and just learn something new about them every single time you play. Because like I said, there's a lot of writing that goes into this, a lot of dialogue to keep up with. But it's just so magical, it's so enchanting. I know it sounds strange to hear, but come on, guys, work with me here. You played these games, you played video games before. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to be cheesy or cringy here. It's just, it's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. That's just the. It's not even a vicious cycle. That's just the fun cycle. The price you pay for playing a great role-playing game or some story that you attach to. So Final Fantasy IX is my prime go-to for a fantastic role-playing experience, and that's a JRPG too, Japanese role-playing game. It just, I remember first playing it. It just didn't take me long to get sucked into it. Right from the get-go, I was just enamored. I was just enveloped by this amazing presentation value, this awesome intro of what this game has to offer. And it's sensory overload, but at the same time, I processed it. I processed it enough to understand what they're going to be offering me at this grand scale of a game. That's how it should be. You just get sucked in. And that's why I love role-playing games, despite being the biggest time burner of all, or maybe time waster, depending on how you look at it. I'm okay with that. I like spending time in this universe, and you never want it to end. You're always sad when it does. And maybe sometimes these developers will make sequels to them, and they do. Sometimes the sequels to these role-playing games aren't as good as the original, but when they are, it's amazing. It's amazing if they are better or whatever. But you know what? Everybody's got their favorite sequel. Maybe you like the original, I like Chrono Cross more than Chrono Trigger. I like Final Fantasy IX more than Final Fantasy VII. Whatever, right? Everybody's got their own likes and dislikes for whatever role-playing game. Insert A, B, C, D, and E, F, G. And that's where I'm coming from. And as I mentioned before, these stories that I experienced from role-playing games, along with movies, music, art in general, that helped with my creation process in my book. When I get somebody, this is a true story, I explain to somebody the intro to my book and how the methodology behind it. I didn't even tell them that it was based off video games, like the thought process of my, the creation process of my book, Niko_The_Legend, right? This isn't a shameless plug, just a quick story. I told her how the book starts and where I'm coming from and how I'm doing this, executing it, and she said it sounded like a video game. So right then and there, folks, I knew that I was onto something great. And I thank everybody out there who's helped me along the way with creating this book. Friends, family, developers, video games I played, whatever, all artists, unanimous under the giant umbrella of creativity, right? I thank you guys. It's awesome. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound cheesy or cringy or tearjerker, but this stuff goes a long way for me. And I'm not the only one that experiences this type of euphoric sense of imagination, right? This truthful, this voracious feeling I have, being honest with myself here when it comes to what I'm spewing to you, what I'm spilling out to you, what I'm creating for you, all this stuff is coming from somewhere, And obviously it comes from video games generally, but role-playing games is what really, really sparked that. So, of course I can just talk about that exciting feeling alone. But, the inspirations are there. And all these other guys that have created these role-playing games were all inspired by somebody else too. They had to look up to somebody to get inspiration. Dungeons & Dragons comes from Tolkien's universe with Middle-earth, with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, okay? Which is fucking amazing, A lot of and it's not just Tolkien, it's also H.P. Lovecraft. A lot of people get tons of imagination and inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft. Whether you call him a racist or not, whatever boring ass critique you have him, it doesn't matter, folks. The inspiration is there, the work is there, the art. If you can, sometimes you have to separate the artist from the art, from his work. You got to separate the work from the artist. So there you go. And a lot of the times, it's cool to learn about these people who develop these games and where they're coming from, but you don't have to do that. If you just enjoyed what you just got from that person, that's all you need. And that's how I feel with these with role-playing games in general, okay? So, honestly, I think role-playing games still stand out to this day. I think developers are still doing a great job, playing any Souls game like Dark Souls or Demon Souls, the Tales game. I played Tales of Arise, despite what you think of, a generic weeb role-playing game. It doesn't matter. I had a good time playing that game. Persona, Final Fantasy, still making games. The list goes on. So if you want to know what my top 3 favorite, let's just go with JRPGs. Is Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy 9, and I want to say, oh my god, Dragon Quest 8. Okay, probably my top 3 Japanese role-playing games, because those games did a fantastic job. Okay, that was just right on top of the head. So you can tell how much fun I'm having with this. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with this topic of my favorite gaming genre. It's a no-brainer for me. And look, it doesn't necessarily. Let me just tell you something. It's not that I'm excluding all the other role-playing games that have much to offer too, that not necessarily require you to spend 60 to 70 hours enjoying a more narrative approach. There are plenty of games that are role-playing games that are awesome, that are more in your face, and they have more of the environmental storytelling. They give you some breadcrumb trails here and like everywhere, but the world, the gameplay, the experience, and just the characters, the creatures you face, everything. That's also a thing too. It doesn't have to be this long, slow burn adventure. I think you guys know what games I'm talking about. I'm talking about what's in the background. I'm talking about Dark Souls mainly here, and Bloodborne. The Soulsborne games, they're a prime example of more of like in-your-face role-playing games, in my opinion, and more environmental storytelling. Okay. That is, and then of course there's action role-playing games like Diablo. You got the isometric Diablo, Path of Exile, stuff like that. Okay, so there's variations of the role-playing formula. But what the one I'm talking about is the more story-driven, more slow burn type of like you're reading a book. But hey, all those other variations of the role-playing genre, they're amazing. I like them a lot. Like I love the Soulsborne franchise, the series of games that have come out of that. I can't tell you how many hours I put into that stuff, but I mean, it's really piss poor compared to some people I've seen. So I have a lot of work to do. So Elden Ring is going to be on there, definitely, to play, which comes out in 2.5 months. So guys, RPGs, role-playing games, coming from a long line of fantastical adventures, whimsical adventures from many artists throughout history, like Tolkien, Robert Jordan, H.P. Lovecraft, with fantastical beasts, journeys, stories, all that whimsical stuff. Shoot, even going back to Grimm's Fairy Tales. Even Grimm's Fairy Tales got their stories from actual authors themselves, but they're no-name people for the most part. But you get what I'm trying to say. I love that fantasy element more than anything. Medieval fantasy, sci-fi, science fiction type fantasy, all of it. Shoot, if you can give me a great fantasy book of current era, of the present time that we live in, that'd be great too. So folks, RPGs. I'm a huge nerd for that, okay? Huge nerd. Final Fantasy 9, favorite RPG of all time. Anyway, folks, thank you. This has been The Niko Show, the 101st, whatever, Dalmatians episode. Oh yeah, boys and girls, and boys, and everything in between. Like me, I'm in between, like Saint Niko here. So I have been your host, NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, the rambling idiot, and Vigil. I'll be Saint Niko for the rest of the month, and Christmas is right around the corner. Just don't kill anybody over a stupid Hello Kitty guitar, okay? Let me know what you guys think down below on what your favorite video game genre is, and if it's, how the video game genre is still being treated today. I know I didn't go so far into it, with how RPGs are being treated. Well, a little bit. I still think they're doing a great job with that compared to like shooters, Halo Infinite, and then first-person shooters, Cyberpunk. Easy examples, I know. And but the shooter marketplace is disgusting these days. Oh, it's so about money. It's ridiculous. But RPGs, on the other hand, at least they're hanging in there. So thank you, thank God. So let me know what you guys think down below. It has been my pleasure and honor to talk to you guys, to see you guys again. Like I said, we just came back with a big 100th episode last week. Check out, shameless plug with Let's Plop. Okay, that is the new, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the channel episode. That is a new classic Let's Play channel of episodic adventures of games that me and many others are going to be playing that I collaborate with. It's never just me. It's me and people I know that we play a game together and have a great time and kick back and just relax and have a good laugh, making stupid jokes and just playing the games that we like. So check that out. That's Let's Plop. The links will be down below, of course, and then everything else you can find with Niko on Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, blah blah blah, Twitter. You'll see the links down below. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. And if you don't, well, you can always come back and listen to me ramble about how I'm going to be wearing a birthday suit tomorrow. 2 birthday suits. Yes, I am a serial killer. I am wearing somebody else's birthday suit. Just kidding, guys. Lighten up, okay?
Stop right there, criminal scum.